Hello, everyone. I'm going to stop acknowledging every time I have to go away and can't make a video. So I will just say this once and for all that I'm so blessed. I am so blessed. I have a full client load. I love all my clients. I truly feel like everyone who comes to see me, whether that's a one-time session or my coaching container, it's like my dream people, and it's incredible. And I really cherish my sessions with people. So what I mean by that is I used to pack way more people in a day, right? But now what I do is I'm really holding space for this person's soul, this person's story, this person's legacy. And so I usually only do one or two sessions a day, like maximum now. And so if you try to book with me and you don't see anything available, that's why. And I do that because I find I get deeper insight, and beyond work, it just is more meaningful for me and more fulfilling for me when I see my sessions as this deep connection and reverence for this person. And so because of that, I sometimes just don't have the option then to come on YouTube and then make a video. So let me tell you this little update though, because what I do with my clients is Akashic Record and sidereal astrology. And I am every single day, I am looking at the energy of the day, what the planets are doing, because I need to then report to my clients. And I thought to myself, why don't I just start making videos about that? Because I'm literally already looking at that. So I'm going to do that going forward. I hope y'all don't mind, because I really do want to keep showing up on here. And I need to, before what I was doing was I was showing up in a different way than I show up with clients. And now I'm just thinking, that doesn't make any dang sense. Why wouldn't I show up? Because then if you want to do a session, if you want to get Akashic Record, you want to get your chart read, some or whatever, then you can be like, okay, this is what it's going to be like. I don't know why that took me so long to think of that. So I am giving you the weather report today. I already kind of did that a few weeks ago, and I'm just going to keep doing that kind of thing because that's in my wheelhouse. It's already what I do, and I'm really passionate about it, and I do it anyway. So I have some really important transits for you today. And just before I get started, the way that I do astrology is not personality based. It's not, is this person right for you or not? I can do that in the chart readings if you specifically ask me. But what I'm always interested in is karma and soul mission. What did you come to do? What do you need to do in your life to feel fulfilled? How can you reach a state of fulfillment in your life where you feel so full and you totally come back to unconditional love? What do you need to do that? And how did you get to where you are now? So in my sidereal astrology, I used to do Vedic astrology. I don't align with everything that Vedic astrology says, which is why I just say now I'm doing sidereal. But it's still, based on where the constellations are in the sky, versus Western astrology is based on the calendar. And so just the placements are slightly different if you get confused. But I've made and I have this little, look at this. Isn't this cool? Sorry if you're listening, you can't see my cool little notebook, but it's like a little witchy notebook. I love it. So I've got kind of the happenings, and I'm going to base everything on what are the opportunities available for you right now? What are the opportunities available for you to really just take life by the horns and to, these are opportunities that are happening. I really, and I can make a whole other video on this, but I truly believe that with astrology, the planets are creating portals for us. We say they're creating karma, at least in Vedic astrology, they're creating karma. And based on when you're born and all of that, then we're seeing what the karma is. We're seeing what the soul mission is. We're seeing what the soul's purpose is, the soul's desire is, how the soul feels most comfortable. And a lot of people now are deepening their intuition and starting to understand that their desires are deeper than skin deep. Their desires are deeper than the ego. The desire is actually coming from the soul. And that's why I am so into sidereal astrology, Vedic astrology, karmic astrology, because that's the map. That is the blueprint for us. And I think it's freaking awesome. So anyway, that's where I'm coming from today. If you don't know your sidereal placements, I do offer something where I just send you your chart. There's not an analysis. I just send you your sidereal placements. I send it to you in a report from my software. So send me an email, lovebeneathmz@gmail.com. It'll be in the description, my email in the description too. But send me an email if you're interested in that. It's obviously significantly less expensive than the full chart reading. So that's, better for some people, and just kind of you can kind of compare it to that. But anyway, you don't need to know your chart placements to receive this message. I'm going to explain to you why I feel these things and what's happening, but I'm going to put it in terms that you can just immediately apply to your life and you don't have to look at your chart or anything like that. Okay. The first thing, obviously there's going to be a full supermoon, and that, today is Wednesday, December 3rd. It is, and I have a little handy dandy app here that tells me the percentage full in addition to my software. So we're at 98%-ish full right now. Tomorrow, December 4th, we'll be at 100% full, and that is in Taurus. And again, this is based off what it's, and I'm saying what it's actually in. I'm not meaning to disparage or put down Western astrology at all. I really love Western astrology, but what I say, it's what it's actually in. What I mean is when you look in the sky, the moon is transiting Taurus, versus it might be different in Western astrology because that's based off the calendar and not the sky. Okay. So I just want to make that clear, because I always get comments that's like, no, the moon's in this. And I'm like, well, yeah, if it's Western astrology, then yeah, but the moon technically, according to what you see in the sky, it's this anyway. So that's that. All right. Now, the reason I wanted to bring this up, the full moon, if you look at your chart, a full moon is seen when the sun and the moon are exactly opposite each other. So they're exactly 100% opposite, facing each other. And the sun is lighting up the moon, right? The moon has no light by itself. So the sun is fully lighting up the moon. This is so significant to me because the sun is fully seeing the moon. The sun is fully saying, I see you. And I almost feel the sun kind of bowing to the moon during full moon times and saying, I'm going to let you shine. And I'm seeing you. And that's powerful because the sun is the largest entity in our solar system and in astrology, especially in, Vedic astrology. It's the sun is the king. And it's so significant for the king to bow to the queen, so to speak, and sort of say, and again, it's not anything to do with king's higher than queen at all. They're equal, but king bowing to queen, the significance there, in my opinion, is head bowing to heart, is the ego bowing to the soul. You and your fears bowing to your intuition and what you know to be true. That is the significance of the full moon, in my opinion. So Thursday, December 4th, when it's at its height, my invitation to you, and please write this down, save this video, come back to this a million times. I'm going to give you a ton of action items within this video and within this episode. I highly encourage you to bow to your intuition this week and really listen to yourself and really listen to what's my heart saying? What is truth telling me versus what I'm afraid, but I'm afraid of that, or, well, but what, that couldn't happen because of yada, yada. Trust in yourself and open yourself. And I want to loop in and weave in Jupiter too, because basically when I was thinking about what I want to talk in this video about, I just said, which ones are standing out to me? And it was Moon, Jupiter, and a little bit, Mars, Venus together, but specifically Mars. So, Jupiter, to tie this in with the moon, Jupiter is exalted in Cancer right now, and only going to be exalted in Cancer till Friday. It's retrograde, so it's going to go back to Gemini. Jupiter loves Cancer because Jupiter loves to give wisdom. Okay, in Sanskrit, it's Guru, is Jupiter. Loves to give wisdom, loves to lead, loves to guide. Depending on where Jupiter is, that's taking on a different flavor of that energy. So, for example, when Jupiter is in Sagittarius, likes to be more of an authority figure, likes to be more teaching, maybe more tough love, or more, not ruling with an iron fist. I see like a teacher with a ruler, and the kid doesn't get it right, and the teacher kind of like hits the kid a little bit, not to hurt them, but just to kind of be like, that was wrong, Versus in Cancer, Cancer is the mother. So Jupiter is a soft teacher. Jupiter is motherly, is nurturing. Jupiter is the teacher that when they see a kid struggling, they'll sit and they'll just go line by line with them and go super slow and go at their pace and be super patient. If you are impatient with yourself, if you're caught in your own thoughts a lot, if you're caught in your own fears a lot, and then weaving in Mars here, Mars combust in Scorpio. So Mars is action. So basically putting all those together, if you have been feeling lately that something big is brewing for you and you just can't quite get it, or even with speech, like you feel like you want to say, but you just can't quite say it, or with your feelings, you feel like I'm so close to it's. I keep feeling like there's this precipice, right? I feel like I'm there. I want to go a little deeper. I don't really know how. I feel like these three elements where Mars is getting cooled off, Jupiter is exalted, and the moon is in the full moon in Taurus, that's all three of these are just this energy of just be so soft and let go of the fears, let go of your thoughts. Just feel and just let happen what is supposed to be happening. That for me, what I believe is the portal being created right now with those combinations. I actually wrote here, express love, ! Mushy gushy, ! Like, be so sweet, be so mushy gushy. I mean, just love on your people. Love on your people, love on your pets, love on your plants, love on your land, love on your house, love on your whatever it is, love on your furniture and the items, and it doesn't even have to be people. Just love on stuff and be so grateful and so soft and so patient and so, kind of lead by example, because what I feel is when Jupiter is kind of retrograde, right? So it's retrograded. Oops, sorry, my computer's timed out. It's retrograding back to Cancer. It's retrograding back to Gemini, okay? So it wants to be in Cancer. It's exalted in Cancer, wants to be in Cancer. It's getting pulled, it's getting yanked back to Gemini for a second, okay? Obviously, I know that's not literally what I mean, energetically. And as it's getting yanked back to Gemini, I feel this, hey, humans, please take advantage of this before I move back to Gemini. And I'm going to be a completely different energy when I'm in Gemini. So please take advantage of what I'm giving you right now. I feel this feeling of Jupiter's on the stage and like, what's up? And then that cane comes and like is pulling Jupiter back behind the set. And it's he in Vedic astrology, but Jupiter's trying to pull itself back to the stage, and it's getting yanked back to Gemini. So take advantage of that. I'm really strongly feeling, don't take love for granted. Even if you are kind of in a state of loneliness right now, I know where a lot of people live, it's winter right now, or approaching, I live in Wisconsin, we got snow on the ground, it's cold. So I know that this is when a lot of seasonal affective disorder kicks in, and I don't know, the loneliness. And my invitation for you is, yeah, I see you in your loneliness, and where's the love? Because you're never just one thing, you're a human. We are comprised of every single emotion happening simultaneously. So where's the love? It's never just loneliness. It's never just sadness. It's never just worry. Where's the love at? And I want you to ask yourself that periodically and see if you can just feel it in your body. I just did a series on, conjuring emotion and like what I feel true manifestation is. So go back my last few videos. Challenge yourself. Invite yourself to do that because I mean, I really think that the energy right now is saying, how much longer are you going to just accept what's happening? If that resonates with you. So I feel there are two tracks. I think some of you are being invited to rise and expand. And I actually think some of you are being invited to rest and receive. So I'm speaking to the rise and expand people right now. Like, how much longer are you just going to be like dealing with this? Let's go, Now, people who are invited to rest and receive, I feel like for you, it is more, along those same like Jupiter, Cancer, just like float and flowing. Receive. Let yourself be nurtured and nourished. And I'm pulling up my software here, Venus and Scorpio as well. So Venus, Mars, and Sun in conjunct in Scorpio at this very moment. And Venus there, and also Venus is combust. So what that means is when planets get within a certain degree of the sun, they become combust. So their power can be kind of diminished a little bit, or it depends. But for Mars, there's an irritation that happens. And so again, if you're kind of feeling like, man, why am I so like easily perturbed right now? That could be a reason. Because Mars gets combust within 17 degrees of the sun. It's in 10 degrees right now. And Venus gets combust within 8 degrees. That's pretty close. Again, same thing. There, like an irritation might happen. And also a lot of karma, a lot of karmic connections can happen at that time. So kind of like old relationships coming back or running into someone you haven't seen in a long time and it was kind of a deal. Like karmic relationships, karmic partners, karmic cycles to do with connection can be happening a lot at this time when there's combustion. So just kind of wanted to add that in. But anyway, so if you're more of the rest and receive, another aspect of Venus and Scorpio is Venus is like, let's get down and dirty. Let's like go deep into the weeds. My teacher in Vedic astrology, we deal more with houses, less with like the zodiac sign as much. Well, it represents the same, but the house of Scorpio is the 8th house. And so he would tell us that when you see Venus in the 8th house, just know like that person's freaky. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of bringing this energy of like, why don't you like kind of explore a little bit, Why don't you, I feel this resonating with people. All right, take it or leave it. But I feel like, why don't you explore a little bit? Why don't you, especially when it comes to like romantic relationships or even like with yourself, like, why don't you kind of explore new avenues you might want to try out? Or maybe you're kind of experimenting with your sexuality or like your, how you want to express yourself or whatever it is. The rest and receive aspect, if you're like, I've been going, like I'm tired, then you're kind of in that second camp of, yeah, you need to be kind of sitting on the fruits of your labor right now. Even if you don't feel like you have anything to show for it, there's this message of you do have a lot to show for it because you got a roof over your head. You got technology, you got Wi-Fi to be able to even watch this video, right? So you've got technology, you've got food, you've got shelter, you got water. Sometimes I really feel like that Scorpio energy is saying, why don't you slow down and just go deeper into everything that's already happening for you? And yeah, I know that shit was going on and it's going to be different for everybody, but whatever you might be struggling with, yeah, I see that too. But are you just going to identify as the struggler? Is that it? Like, are you just the survivor or are you trying to thrive? Because if you want to thrive, then you got to start adopting gratitude as a daily practice for you. And you got to say, okay, this is the stuff that I don't like so much that's going on. This is the stuff that I do like. And now that I've paused to see everything that I love, I actually am thinking of 10 more things that are really awesome. You know what I mean? I'm getting on a little tangent right now, but I just really feel called to say that I do think that it's an invitation for every single person. Like, are you going to survive or are you going to thrive? And thriving doesn't necessarily mean suddenly having all these riches and all this stuff happening for you. If you've been following me, you know that I don't believe we're entitled to only good things happening for us. That's not life. That's not life. Life is comprised of ups and downs. It's comprised of things you wanted to happen and things you didn't want to happen. And especially if you are spiritually inclined, and especially if you're drawn to my work. My company used to be called Your Soul Warrior for a reason. There's a warrior element to you if you're drawn to what I talk about. And playing with kid gloves in life is saying, I only want what I want. I just want what I want. And I'm going to pout otherwise, like that's just, some people are newer souls, or they can't handle it, or they've been through too much, peace and love to everybody. Like, I'm not trying to say it in a judgmental way, but it is a younger energy to say, like, that's not what I wanted, And then as you get older, you say, dang, I've been through a lot of stuff, and it's making me appreciate the little things. Like, you see people all the time when they share, when they're in their like 80s, 90s, and they're saying, what would you say to people looking back on your life? And it's like, appreciate the small things. Don't take loved ones for granted. They're slowed down, and they're really seeing like, wow, okay, I've been through all that, and I wish I would have been slower. I wish I would have been more patient, right? I wish I would have been in the moment more often. That's always what people are saying. And I feel that coming through for you, and Jupiter, the wise one, right? I feel that energy coming through for all of us. Like, slow down and look around and see what you've already got. And if that childlike part of you is like, well, I have all these things, but I wanted these things, recognize that and say, okay, I got to let that part go, because I want to be like in my lovey-dovey mushy-gushiness right now. So even if all you've got is close to nothing, you still have your life, right? You still are breathing air. You woke up this morning and you're breathing air. Like, even if that's just it today, like, sit into that gratitude. I really feel this message coming through for everyone. Oh my God. Okay, let me see if I have anything else in my little witchy notebook for you. One more thing, especially if your Mars is normally strong. So again, I don't know. Everyone will have to answer for themselves. But if you have a strong Mars, you usually are going for it, right? You have no problem going for it. Go, and like get it done. And Mars in combust in Scorpio, it's in its own sign of Scorpio, but being combust can bring delays, setbacks, blocks. So instead of feeling frustrated about that, again, kind of tying in one more time that message of maybe that's just not meant to happen right now. And you got to trust the higher power. Because us as humans, we don't know everything. And if we try to know everything and we try to say, I know everything, I'm in full control, you're only just hurting yourself, because you're just literally not. So instead of living in kind of that illusion, why don't you open your heart, see the gratitude, and you will gain some deep wisdom from that I think is going to help you in whatever you're working on to come. So that is my weather report, my energy weather report for this week. I do want to try to do this on Wednesdays. I got to go down to once a week. And then if I feel like it, I'll do more videos. But I think what I decided is I'm going to start doing more on TikTok, Instagram, and have once a week YouTube, because it's a lot. And I, obviously I'm putting clients as number one. And so putting my energy where it needs to go throughout the day. So anyway, hopefully I'll be able to do these more often. But again, we'll just feel gratitude for what we have, okay? Same for my YouTube videos. Leave me a comment if it resonated with you. Please like the video, subscribe. If you're listening, please follow the show. Leave me a review. Would so appreciate it. Thank you all so much for your viewership. I really appreciate you. And I'm just really excited for everything that this energy is bringing for us. And yeah, so leave me a comment. Let's chat and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.